taking a look at question 17 from the QCAA Specialist External Exam 2020, paper 2. Now, you would have noticed I've started splitting up all questions into individual videos. That way I can go into a bit more depth on each question, and it also allows you to pretty much, like if you only struggle with a certain type of question, you don't have to sit through the full exam video. The link to it is still up on YouTube, link is in the description below, but it gives you a bit more variety as well. If you guys need the full exam playlist, it's also in the description below. And then if you guys need a specialist external exam bundle pack, the link is also in the description below. Okay. Otherwise, if you have any questions at all during this video, leave something in the comments and I'll try my best to answer it. Let's take a look at this guy here. Now this one here you are allowed to calculate, but it's not going to really help you too much, to be honest with you. Okay. So, an object is released from a rest height of 100 meters above the ground. The motion of the vertical descent of the object is modeled by, and we're given this differential equation here, where v is velocity meters per second, x is displacement from the ground. Determine the velocity of the object when it strikes the ground. Okay, so first of all, we've got to understand what we're actually looking at here. This is our equation for acceleration. So acceleration is velocity times the rate of change of velocity with respect to position. Okay, so this is just an acceleration equation. Acceleration is 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared. This is gravity, and then this here is our drag pretty much. Okay, so our sort of drag acceleration they've accounted for, which is going against gravity in this case here. Now, the way they've defined it is actually pretty important. So in this situation here, they've said 9.8 is positive. So they've said acceleration is positive in that direction, and going down is negative. Now, the reason why that's important is to do with this information here. They said an object is released from rest at a height of 100 meters off the ground. Rest means the velocity is equal to 0. The height is x equals 100. Now, if you put x equals 100, that will run into some issues later on in the question because the way they've defined acceleration. If they defined acceleration, so upward as positive, but downward as negative, that means x equals 100 will not work. That means you actually have to define it as x is equal to negative 100. And you might be asking, oh, why is that? Because you will have too many negatives in the answer if you have a positive there. Now, the reason why that's going to be bad is because when you're going to have logs and other sorts of things there in square roots, it won't work out and you'll get a no solution. Trust me, it's just going to work like that there, okay? The way they've defined it there, okay? We'll also show why, if you don't think of this straight away, how you can think of it a bit later as well. Okay, first and foremost, this is a differential equation, okay? So we have v dv dx equals 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared. So our goal is to separate the variables and work out velocity as a function of position pretty much, okay? Now here we'll determine what this bit here, determine the velocity of the object when it strikes the ground. So we want to know what the velocity is when it strikes the ground. So if it's going from 100 meters up and it hits the ground, its position will be x equals 0. Okay, I nearly wrote 100 there. Okay, but in order to work that out, we need velocity as a function of position. So therefore, we have to start solving this guy here. All right. So first of all, let's recognize what is v's and what is x's. Okay. First of all, everything in the blue should be all together. Those are all in terms of v. And then this is the only thing in terms of x. We have to separate them. So you would multiply both sides by dx. So you get v dv equals 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared times by dx. You would then try and get the dx by itself. So we are going to move this term to the other side by dividing by it. Okay. Once you do that, you are now able to start integrating both sides. So you have v over 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared, then you go dv equals dx here. Once you've got them separated like that, you can now attach an integral symbol to both sides and we can start integrating it pretty much. Alright, if you have any questions again at all in the video, leave something in the comments. Now, to integrate this guy here, I would actually write it over to the side somewhere, because you probably have to use a u sub to do it. So if I write it over here, actually I could just write it down here. So here, what I'm going to pick for u is this expression here. So I'm going to let u equal 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared. And the reason why I'm doing a u sub is to make this an easier integral to integrate. And the reason why I picked that as my u is because when you differentiate this, it will cancel out an aspect of that. So here, when we're looking for, in this case here, du dv, if I were to differentiate this, we bring the 2 down the front, so we're going to have negative 2 times by 0.004 v. Then we want pretty much the quote-unquote dv by itself. So you'll multiply both sides by dv, and then divide both sides by this term here. So you get dv equals du over negative 2 times by 0.004 v. Now, if we were then to chuck that up here, and we were to chuck this guy into there, we'll get this. So we'll get the integral of v over u, and then we'll have du over negative 2 times by 0.004 v. Now hopefully you can see what cancels out. The v's cancel out. And we can take this number out the front. So it's 1 over negative 2 times by 0.004. And now you've got the integral of 1 over u. If you integrate 1 over u, that will turn to ln of u with the absolute values, because the log cannot be negative. So ln of u plus c times by this number here. Now we might as well work out what that number is. So because we've got to calculate in this exam, 1 over negative 2 times by 0.004 gives us negative 125. Okay, that's a lot easier to work with. Now, we're not finished here. We have to put the u back in there. So we'll make this a bit smaller. So we'll get negative 125 ln 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared plus c. Okay, now that we've got that guy there, let's bring this guy back up to this one. And we'll probably get rid of that working now, because we're going to need all of that room for the rest of the question. If you need any of this working, just rewind the video. It's not that hard. Oh, that kind of did not work at all. Let's try that again. Okay. Now this side here is pretty easy. This integrates to x. Now you do not need a plus c on both sides. You just need a plus c on one side. So we're not even going to bother writing a c on that side there. Now that we've done that, we want to work out what this plus c is. So that's why they've given v equals 0, x equals negative 100. So here we know the velocity, when it's 0, x was equal to negative 100. And now I know what you're thinking. Why was x equal to negative 100? Well, it's because we're going to be able to actually work out what a value of c is going to be very shortly. Without it, we're going to have a lot of issues, okay? So if we chuck in this information, that into there, and let's go that into there, we'll have this. Negative 125 ln of, now this cancels out because it's 0, ln of 9.8. Now, I could multiply the negative 125 to the plus c as well, but it won't make any difference because it's still going to be plus c. So I'm just going to write plus c. And then equals negative 100. Now, you want to get the c by itself. So we are going to move this to the other side. So c is equal to negative 100 plus 125 ln of 9.8. That is your c value. Once we've got our c value, we can now chuck that into the original equation, which is this guy here, which I crossed out. Let's move this guy down. When we use this, we'll be able to simplify it to get a nicer looking equation. Still ugly, but a nicer looking equation. Oh dear. Why did the yellow go with it? Oh, that's why, because I highlighted it up there. Yeah. V. Okay. Now that I've got myself sorted there, let's put the c into there. So we'll have negative 125 ln 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared minus 100 plus 125 ln of 9.8 is equal to x. Now, here, we've got to remember what we're searching for. We're trying to work out the velocity when x is equal to 0. So if we wanted to, we could start rearranging, but there's no harm in just like setting it equal to 0 now. Now, realistically here, if I just move this and move that there, so we want to know the velocity when it hits the ground. So that's when x is equal to 0, because that's when it would hit the ground. So here, what we want to do is see what we could use to make this a lot easier on ourselves. So here, I'm noticing there is this term and this term that have 125 there. And then there's also the 100 there. So here, let's sub in the information. So here, I'm going to, well, combine these two here. So I will write it as, what can we write it as? So we'll go 125 ln of 9.8 minus 125 ln of 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared. Now it's set equal to 0 now, so I'd move the 100 to the other side. Now solving this guy here will give us our answer. What we can do is factor out a 125, and then if we're minusing two logs with the same base, you can divide the insides. So it'd be 9.8 over 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared equals 100. Now what you would do is you would rub out all this working, because we're going to run our room, and move it up there. Divide both sides by 125, so you have ln 9.8 over 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared equals 100 over 125. You would then use this expression here. So if I can write it properly, log base a of b equaling q. You can rewrite this both ways as log q at a to the power of q equals b. We want to write it like this because our unknown is currently trapped inside the log. So we have it currently as a situation 2. We want to write it as a situation number 1. Now here ln represents log base e, so it's going to be e to the power of 100 over 125 equal 9.8 over 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared. We are going to swap this and this. We're going to divide by e to the power of 100 over 125, and we're going to multiply both sides by the 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared as well. We are going to condense this. I'm not going to rub it out because who knows, I might have made a mistake here. I like doing these all in one take so you can realistically see how you would do it as well. Now this would probably be a bit faster because you've got to remember I am explaining each step as well. So here 9.8 minus 0.004 v squared equals 9.8 over e100 over 125. Doesn't that look great? Move the 9.8 to the other side by subtracting it. So 9.8 e100 over 125 minus 9.8. Divide both sides by the 0.04. 0.004 negative as well. So you're going to have v squared equals all of this. I've kind of botched that just then. That divided by that. And then we can get rid of the square by square rooting that. Now, if we didn't have a negative 100, these negative signs wouldn't have worked because of the square root. But because we did, it will work now. So if we chuck this into our calculator, 9.8 over shift e to the power 100 over 125. Oh, that's why. Just forgot how big it's going to be in the calculator. Now, realistically, if you were doing this as well, you could just have just subbed this into a solve n as well. That might have been a bit easier. And you would have gotten the same answer. I was just showing the full working here in case you need to go this far just for marking. I don't think you do. I think solve n is fine as long as you just say it was solve n. Okay. So here that gives us approximately 37 something meters per second. And there we go. We're all good. So, is this a hard question? Absolutely. Now, what it would have been easier is when you got to this bit up here is when you chuck in the information. So you have v of 0, x equals negative 100. You do a solve n on this one here. So it would have also been valid to do solve n of negative 125 ln of all that stuff there, just to double check your working as well. Now again, if you need a specialist external exam bundle pack, the link is in the description below. And if you were unsure about this question here, you can leave something in the comments and I'll try my best to answer it. But otherwise, if you need any help further than that, you can send me through an email as well, and I'll get back to you. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.